Hello, this is Susi Hately. I'm with Functional Synergy Therapeutic Yoga, and I'm here just outside of Oxford leading a group of Europeans through a series of therapeutic trainings in kinesiology and biomechanics, teaching them how to utilize these concepts to help people get out of pain. So out of the course of today, I got inspired to do this video, and I thought what I would do is share with you 3 concepts that I've been teaching them that have been really hitting home. So apply these to your practice as a student or as a teacher, and then put a comment below and let me know what you think. So the first concept that really landed home for them was the concept of pain-free range of motion, or a range of motion that doesn't have your pain increase. Now, why is it that I share this? Well, what I've noticed over the many years that I've been teaching since 1999 is that when people move in pain, they stay in pain. And when people move in a pain-free range of motion, they get out of pain. There was a period of time in my teaching that I started working with a lot of people who had chronic, long-standing pain. And they would look at me sort of like this saying, you know, Susie, I have pain all the time. What are you talking about, this pain-free stuff? And so then that's when I started playing with the concept of, okay, you've got pain all of the time. Work with this concept. Move in a range of motion that doesn't let your pain increase, and let's see what happens. Well, what happened is that their pain level started to decrease. You see, when you're someone who has occasional pain, say during your practice, or if you're someone who has pain all of the time, that is your status quo scenario. And if we want to shift that scenario and reduce or eliminate your pain, we need to give a different stimulus to your body. We need to teach your body how to move in a different way. So one of those ways is to move in either a pain-free range or in a range that doesn't increase the pain. That's the first concept. Second concept is to move as precisely and as purely as possible. Now, what do I mean by this precisely and purely stuff? Well, when you look at the knee is a hinge joint. It has 2 primary ranges of motion, flexion and extension. Now, if you look at the hip joint, it's a ball and socket joint. The ball and socket joint has primarily 6 ranges of motion. It has flexion and extension, along with abduction and adduction, and internal and external rotation. So this has more range than this. Now let's apply this to our yoga practice. Say for instance you're doing tree pose, or pigeon pose, or lotus pose, or any position which requires the leg bone to rotate and the knee to sort of follow along with it. How many times as a teacher or as a student has your hip only moved so far, but you just wanted to go a little bit further, so you've just pulled that knee a little bit more and slightly torqued the knee? How many times have you done that? I bet you've done that once or twice in your practice. Well, once or twice might not be so bad, but here's what happens over time. Is what you're trying to do is you're trying to make the knee a ball and socket joint, and the knee is no ball and socket joint. We want the knee to be the knee, the hip to be the hip. So if you only can move in the range of motion that's available, then you can only move in the range of motion that's available. Don't try and make the knee make up for what's not available in the hip. Now here's the thing, if you can stick with reality, if you can stick with what is and only move the hip through the range of motion that the hip moves, and let the knee move in the range of motion that the knee moves, your range of motion through this whole limb will improve immensely in a matter of time that will blow your mind. It will be so fast. The thing is you've got to do it consistently and you got to do it mindfully. That's the second concept. The third concept I want you to keep in mind is this one of breath. Oftentimes when I teach long-standing yoga teachers or yoga students, they have a desire to breathe deeply. They have a desire to use ujjayi breath. And what's happening for these people, particularly if they're in pain, is they really aren't getting that juicy benefit that can come from ujjayi breath. What they're doing instead is they're using their breath to stabilize their body and movement. That's not the purpose of the breath. The muscle's purpose is partly to stabilize the body, not the breath. We want the breath to be easy, smooth, and fluid. So to do that, if you're someone who has pain, or your students have pain, or you want to get out or reduce your pain, or to help your students, is teach yourself or your students to breathe naturally and easily and fluidly, and only move in the range of motion that A, is pain-free or doesn't let the pain increase, and is precise and pure, and enables a free and easy movement. Don't push, don't force. Nothing in nature has come from force. Nothing of nature and benefit, but nothing in nature that has benefited us has come through force. Force leads to resistance. Force leads to resistance. So allow for ease, and watch your body unravel, watch your body become stronger, watch yourself experience a freedom, a height, a length, a lightness, a pow-wow feeling in your practice and through the rest of your life. Give it a go and let me know what's happened. Have a great day.